Hello and welcome back to Weyermann's Whimsy. It is Junk Journal Wednesday, and thank you for your patience while I didn't do a Junk Journal Wednesday last week. I had family visiting from overseas and chose to spend the time with them. But they have moved on to other relatives this week, so here we go. I've called this abstract. It is available on the website. This is the free download sheet. And there are 5 total pages that you can purchase for $5. But this is the free sheet. This one I printed as a premium presentation paper, highest quality. So it's a bit darker than I anticipated it being. This one is printed in the setting just below that. It's just presentation paper. These ones are printed as 8.5 by 11s. They come in smaller. Then I printed these as kind of half sheets, so 5 by 7s. So this is what I'm going to be working with today. This is the main page, and then this is one of the background pages. And where's my other background page? This is my other background page. It is the page that I added all the pieces to. Now these came from Pixabay, and I also used some elements from Canva in here. So this is background 2, this is background 1. I tend to print the background on the other side so that if I am using the pieces, then I've got something on the back if I need it. This is one of the ephemera sheets. It just got a little cut off at the bottom there. I just need to adjust my printer a bit. And then this is the other ephemera page. These again are all from Pixabay. And I've got, again, the background on those. So I want to do something with this one here today. I'm, again, not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this one. But I've got this background page. And what I want to do is I haven't done anything with paper clips before. And I really kind of want to do something with paper clips today. So I've got a paper clip. It's a really large one. So I'm going to do lots and lots of layering. And these, again, were cut in or printed in the 5 by 7. So I have these. And I think what I want to do is I'm actually going to take one of the larger images and I'm going to create a pocket with it. So I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to get my big scissors out. I've got a small version of this, but I also have the large version. I'm just going to fussy cut this out. And I like that it's already got ribbon and flowers and a little bit of text on it and a clock. So it's got all kinds of interest in it already. Again, this came from Pixabay, but I did add the flower element to it. So that's the nice thing if you're using Canva, and I'm sorry, I haven't done my Canva tutorial video yet. Need to sit down with my techie youngest child and get him to help me with that. Okay, so we've got this piece here. We're going to use this as a pocket on this one. So this would be the front, and we can add some things to this. I've got some words. I've got, I've cut out Timeless Testament and Enchanting Pages. So I'm going to just add these onto the front here. I don't have anything, I'm not using anything as a blending brush. Maybe I'll get my Petal Pink out and a blending brush for that. Do I have a light one here? I could just use this one. Okay, so I'm going to just add a little bit of color around this. We'll call this the front of this. So we're just going to add some of this color around the edge. Now the prints I've done, or the images I've chosen on this are a little bit, they're not quite vintage. They're more shabby chic. So I'm not too worried about using like the aged kind of colors and that on this. I'm going to add some color to this as well. It might not show up 100%. And I'm not going to cut a notch in this because I have the paper clip. on the other piece. There we go. Okay, so I am just going to add some color to this, to these, just a little bit, just so that they're kind of antique looking already, but I just want to bring the color in so that everything's kind of got a uniform color to it. And I'll add these first, and then I'll turn it over and I'll work on the back. And I'm going to spend a lot of time layering on this one. Layering is something that I don't do enough of. I put a couple things down and go, yay, we're done. So I really, really want to work on making sure that I'm actually layering up. I've got lots of interest going on. So I'm just going to pop this down like this. And so we've got Enchanting Pages, Timeless Testament. And these words were from just a sheet that was downloaded for a class that I took. It was my first junk journaling class. So, oops, let's just get that adhesive off the desk. So Timeless Testament. And I'm not worried that these are crooked. That was kind of the point. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do on this one. So I am going to take this, and it will go here like this. So I'm going to add some color to this piece. I'm just going to come around the edges. I'm going to pick this up so I'm not coloring on my countertop. I need to order some more grid paper. I don't have any left. That's why I'm working without. I do have just some scrap paper I could put down, but I'll just keep working like this. Okay, so making sure that I'm still the correct way up, and I am. Okay. So I am going to use some tear and tape on this, and I'm just going to put the tear and tape on the sides, and this I know will fit my elements that I'm going to use. Okay, so I'll just put a piece of tape across the bottom like that, and one up each side. Okay, I'll get the tape started. There we go. That would be very helpful. So there we go, and a little bit more on the other side, like this. Okay. Now that can absolutely go down like that, but what we're going to do as well is I'm going to add some elements to this. So I have the tear and tape along the bottom here, and I'm going to take a piece of this polka dot ribbon, and I'm going to put it along the bottom like this. There we go. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more tear and tape. I use the tear and tape on this ribbon because I found in the past that it's very porous, and that it tends to I can't tape through it. And if I use glue, then I find I have to use too much. So I find that the tear and tape is super, super useful for this. So I've got a piece of ribbon that I'm going to put across the bottom like that. And it's just the polka dot ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this down. And I know I said I was going to layer, and I haven't layered yet, but I will layer. This is going to pop down at the bottom like this. And I'm off-centered, and that's okay. So we're just going to attach that down. Make sure that that is attached down, and I can, obviously I've got the opening at the top there. So I am going to take this piece here. This is one of the ephemera pieces. And what I did, this is again printed on this 5x7, but I cut along here and then down here and then down here, and then I cut straight across the points, and then I just snipped the points to get it nice and even like that. So I'm going to pop this down here like this, and to do that I'm actually going to put a piece of lace down like this And then this is going to go over top like this. And then I'm going to take the matching flower to this, and I'm going to attach it like that. But I'm going to put some tissue underneath it before I do that. So again, we're pulling out the tear and tape. The nice thing about this is it does have that kind of ribbon element on there, or lace element on there. I'm just choosing to cover it up. But if you don't have the lace and you want to use that element in your design, that is perfect. So we're just going to keep building and building and building here. This is going to go over like this. And while it's on here, I'm going to add some color to it. So I'm just going to brush some of this petal pink color on it, just to kind of bring that colorway into this, and so it's not quite so bright white. So we're going to do that. Okay, and then this is going to go over top like this. And again, I'm going to use tear and tape because I find it works the best when we're doing like fabric pieces. And that's what I've found. If you have different things that you found work for you, absolutely 100% you use what works for you. Okay, let's just do this. And I need to fold this end over. And we're just going to pop this down like this. Like that. Okay, so now I'm going to pull in my flower and my tissue. And I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive on the back like that. Pop that down like that. And then I'm just going to kind of work on tearing this around. And all I'm doing is I'm holding my finger underneath to kind of guide where the paper's tearing. There we go. If you've got straight edges, you can always just kind of crinkle them up if you don't have enough to tear. I can do a little bit more tearing here. There we go. And I'm just going to do this a little bit on here. Like that. Okay. And then we're going to attach this down. And it is going to pop right over the end like that. So we're layering up this pocket. And I'm going to pull out my brushed brass butterflies. Again, this is another Stampin' Up! Item. And I'm just going to, I can't resist adding some butterflies to the front of this pocket. Just like that. I'll put one there like that. Okay. So slightly distracted there. I've got lots of things that can go on here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my paperclip piece. This is the piece that I'm going to put on the paperclip. It's going to go on like that, so it's double-sided. And I think I might put the paperclip in the middle, but what I need to do before I do any of that is add some color to the edges of these, just so that, again, they stay in kind of that color family that we're dealing with the rest of the page. So I'm just coming around, adding that color. We'll do that. I didn't print these on the double-sided paper, or didn't print on the back of this because I knew we wouldn't be seeing the back of this. This one has it on the back. So again, these images are Pixabay, and I used Canva, and I print on an Epsom 2400 Eco Tank, and it's brilliant. I've replaced the ink, the black ink, once in the 2 years I've had it, and it cost me, in Canada, it cost me $10. So it's brilliant. Okay, so we're going to do some building up on this. I'm going to use some of this ribbon, and I'm also going to use the lace on one side. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my tear and tape again. I'm going to have to get a new one of these out, I think, because I think I'm going to run out. So I'm going to pop this down like this, and this one down like this as soon as I can pick it up. Okay, there we go. On this side. Okay, and we'll just peel this off. And I'm going to stick the ribbon and the lace on. I'm not going to make it stick out too far because I don't have the full width of this. So I'm just going to have it come out about like that. So I'm going to put the ribbon on, or the lace on like this, and the ribbon on like this. And then I'm going to add some tear and tape across. This is at the top. This is the top. There we go. And that is the end of my tear and tape on that one. So I'm just going to put a piece there. Grab another roll. And these are the leftover rolls from the Paper Pumpkin kits. You can also buy tear and tape in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, but it is what's left over from the Paper Pumpkin kits. So yes, I save everything. Okay, I need to put some tear and tape across the bottom. Like that. And I'm going to add some more tear and tape to the top of that ribbon. And I'll trim it up afterwards. So I'm just going to pop this down like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to add tear and tape to it as well because I don't want that paper clip to come out. So I'm going to add that like that, and I'm going to add another piece in the middle like that because my paper clip is going to sit like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick this together. And I'll peel the backing off this one. Come on. There we go. Okay. So I've lots of new subscribers this week. So thank you, like this week and last week. So thank you very much for all of you who are supporting me. I love your comments. I'm seeing new people making comments. I'm seeing people comment on my comments on Facebook. So thank you so much. I love your support. I love hearing your ideas and how you would do things differently. I think that's the great thing about this community is we all accept that there is more than one way to do things, and how I do it, you might choose to do it differently. And that's what's brilliant is there's so many ideas. And when we share all of those ideas, we absolutely become stronger as creators. And it's amazing. I love, love, love all of the support and appreciate it so much. And I know that you're all supporting each other as well. And that is amazing. So I'm just going to pop this down, making sure that I am on track there and even. There we go. I am just a little bit crooked. I'm not going to worry too much about that because I'm going to fix that. I'm just going to trim off this ribbon at the bottom, or lace, and then the ribbon, and then the ribbon at the top here, and the lace at the top here. And I am crooked. I haven't, I'm not completely straight with this. So I'm going to just take my ink and I'm going to ink up that edge, just so it's not quite so obvious that there's a bit of a gap there. Okay, and then I need to take, I'm going to use this ribbon and this ribbon together, and I'm going to put them through this loop like this. And then I just need to tie this off. I'm going to use one of these to tie it off. And this is where I bring my tweezers in to hold this down while I tie my knot. Okay, so this is going to add bulk to your page, and that is okay. So we'll undo that. I'm not too worried about, like I've done a half knot. I'm not too worried about doing a full knot. If you find it comes undone with the ribbon that you use or the lace that you use, you can absolutely add what you need. Okay, I'm going to layer up one of these little ones here, and I cut these out with the Stylish Shapes circles. So I'm trying to decide which one to use, whether I use this one or this one. And you know what? I think I'm just going to put some brass butterflies on this here. So again, really working on adding interest, adding layers, just those little pieces. So I'm just going to pop a couple of these in here. And I love the brass butterflies are flat. So they're not going to add bulk. They're going to be easy to add to your pages without them catching on things. Now this is going to slip into the pocket like this. There we go. And I have made it just a little bit wide. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to trim this edge of the lace off. So what I end up with is something a little bit different. So that's going to tuck in like that. Now I need to work on decorating this piece up here. So I'm going to take these, and this is where a lot of the layering is going to come in. So let's get all of these sorted out. And how I'm going to use them, we're going to get some tissue going on. I'm going to add this to the tissue. Do some tearing. I haven't got any of my stamp sets out. The Ranunculus Rose, I could do some background stamping here as well. Not going to worry too much about that. I am going to take another piece of this ribbon, this lace, and we're going to attach it down like this. Again, where's my tear and tape? So we're just going to put a little piece of tear and tape here like this, peel it up. Again, trying to focus on the layers, adding the layers. What do we need for layers? So I'm just going to add some more tear and tape to the front of the lace right here, and then pick this up. Okay, let's peel the backing. There we go. Come on. There we are. And then we're going to pop this one down. I think we'll use this one on here like this. And again, I'm just going to come in afterwards and add some color to this. You can fussy cut these out. You don't need to use a die to do it. I just thought it would be quicker and tidier, and I like the little stitched edge that's on this die. So put that over there. This is going to go here, and I'm going to put a dimensional on it. Again, just raising that kind of profile a little bit. And I think I'm going to put one of these across the top like that. So we'll add that. And we're going to continue on. Sorry for the glitch there. My camera on my phone stopped. So I was actually building this piece when it stopped. So I've got my tissue in behind. I've got my piece of ephemera. And I've got a piece of lace that I used the tear and tape to attach. Then I added this, and I popped this in behind with just some regular adhesive. And then I dimensionalized this one so that it would be kind of the same height as this one because it's on the lace. Then I glued it all down, and then I added a little bit of this polka dot ribbon down the side here, and added one of those little pennant flag pieces here. A little bit of lace that I had left over, just tapped on top there. And then I added another one of these little ephemera pieces. And it almost looks dimensionalized as well because of the height of the lace. So then when you tuck your paperclip piece in, your little tag in the middle there, you've got lots and lots of interest in this piece. We've got the circle theme. We've got the lines in the background, the lines here. We've got the zigzag piece. We've got some lace and ribbon elements in here. So there's lots going on, and I love how this looks all put together. So again, that's the front. So Enchanting Pages, Timeless Testament. And then this is the inside. So thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.